Hello, Ordigger fans, and welcome to the latest installment of Mines MidWeek. We're joined once again by head volleyball coach Jamie Skadeland. Coach, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
We talked about your team's rough start at the Concordia St. Paul tournament, so I want to talk about something on the other end of the spectrum. This past weekend, when you guys had a 4-0 record at the Courtyard Residences by Marriott Ordigger Volleyball Classic right here at Lockridge Arena. I want to start with your first matchup against Western Oregon. You guys came home with a 3-0 victory, and your freshman middle, Alana Winfield, set a new school record with an 800 attack percentage on 20 attempts, which is pretty good, as you well know. Not a bad home debut for Alana, and not a bad home debut for your entire squad.
Yeah, I think it was a good opportunity for us to kind of showcase this new group. We have 6 new freshmen, and first true home match in front of a home crowd. We had a big parent social, so all the parents and families kind of got to see this new team play, and it was a good opportunity. Alana had a great match, obviously with 16 kills out of 20 attempts. That's very tough to do and at the level that we play at. But there was just an opportunity for Alana to score, and that opportunity stayed all the way through Game 3. So we kind of capitalized on that, and she did a great job. And I think it set the tone for not only Alana, what she was going to do for the remaining part of the tournament, but what our team wanted to do for the tournament. And going into this tournament, they told me in the locker room that they wanted to be 4-0, and then from there we just took it match by match, and they did a good job with that first match.
Speaking of match by match, let's do the same thing. We'll go right on to your next one with a 3-0 victory over regional foe Texas Women's.
Yeah.
A match in which you guys kind of didn't come out strong right away, but your team showed some grit, and you came back and won that first one, and then won the next 2 for a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, another one of our goals have been to start off strong, the first 10 points. And we didn't necessarily do that in this match, and we had to kind of climb back, and it was a tight score in the first game. But one thing I like about Texas women is that they're athletic, and I really like their middle. She was competitive, athletic, and she did a great job. And she was somebody that we knew we had to contain if we were going to get this win. Coming into this match, I think we both knew that this was a big regional points for us as far as end of the season and being part of that top 8 group. So we had to get this win. And like I spoke about last week, Melanie understands what that means. Hannah Margheim understands what that means. Sarah Pekarik, some of our upperclassmen. And so from the freshman standpoint, they just had to kind of do their role. I believe Abby Ruland, a freshman outside, did a really good job in that match and kind of came into her own and figured things out. So, but as a whole, it was a good win. We needed it.
Definitely. And then your 4th ranked opponent you faced in your first 7 matches, number 22 Central Washington. You guys dropped the first set, but you came back storming, won the last 3. Are you happy with how your team responded after dropping that first set?
Yeah, I am, because their defense, I think, was one of the toughest defenses from a digging standpoint that we've ever faced. I would say even more tough than Concordia St. Paul. In the locker room, it was kind of funny after the match. Our girls spoke a lot about just how frustrated they were, which that means that defense did exactly what they were supposed to do. Melanie kind of flourished towards the end of that game and figured out how to score. But some of our outsides really struggled in that match, so other people had to step. I think Alana had a good game in that match. And then we realized, too, that we had to be a better defensive team since our offense wasn't necessarily thriving in that. But Central Washington is a really tough opponent, and they're just really solid. I thought their libero was great. One of the maybe the best I've seen in Division II, to be honest. Just very calm, level-headed. Nothing really fazed her, and she dug us like crazy. But that was good for us because it kind of forces our hitters to be creative. Offense is something that we've always kind of flourished on, especially with players like Jackie Stabell in the past or Elizabeth Sarah Shue. And so when they shut that down, how are we still going to find a way to score or win some points? So that was a good challenge for us, and I'm glad that we got to see them in our tournament.
Finally, you guys closed with a 3-0 win over another regional foe, this time Tarleton State, in Saturday's finale. Talk about that match a little bit.
Tarleton, another big regional match. I felt like they were going to be out to get us because they came to our tournament last year and we got them 3-0. But one of the things that was our focus into that match was it was our fourth match in 2 days, and I didn't want our girls to play like it. I want us to play fresh. I want to look like the first game on Friday. Even if we're tired and sore, I want us to still be smart. I felt like we still had the legs to do it. There wasn't a lot of 5-game matches that we were playing like some other teams like Tarleton. And so I wanted to really kind of capitalize on that and keep the momentum and the pace that we want to set. And so that was our focus the entire match, is staying fresh, staying kind of sharp in our play and our system, and we did that. Another athletic team, and I like that. That's a good challenge for us, something that we don't see enough. And they run a very different system than I think we see a lot in the conference. So it was good. It was good to kind of get that 3-0 win and kind of in the tournament.
Yeah, very good learning experience for the girls, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we already talked about Alana Winfield a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She was named to the all-tournament team at the close of the tournament. Melanie Wanamaker also named to the all-tournament team, no surprise there.
Yeah.
And Danielle Johnson-Hazelwood named the tournament MVP.
Yeah.
The latter two, Mel and Danielle, both named the RMAC Weekly Players of the Week for their position. Mel getting the Offensive Award,
Yeah.
and Danielle getting the Setter Award. Pretty good weekends by those three, but especially those two from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, they are consistent. They understand our system. They listen to what we're saying on the sidelines. They adjust. They kind of look to see who they're playing across the net and make decisions from there. I mean, that to me is understanding our sport. And I don't think you necessarily get that right away when you're a freshman. So if you have that, that's a total advantage to you. If you can see the team that you're playing and make adjustments while in the middle of the game, that's what we need. And it helps with that maturity and that experience and making those decisions. And then in timeouts we get to discuss what are they doing? What do we need to adjust? What do we need to change? And those three are kind of the leader on that and kind of setting that pace. And Players of the Week and all tournament teams, in a sense they're kind of important to me, because when I first got here we didn't have a lot of that. And so it just reminds me of how far we've come, and that the conference is recognizing our players and we are earning that respect. And that is important to me. I want our kids, or the kids that we bring here, to have that experience. I want them to get to kind of see the reward of that. But you have to win games in order to be a Player of the Week or be an all-tournament team. So
Exactly.
I'm really proud of those three.
Yep, and it's obviously going to help with their confidence going forward, knowing that if they play well, they'll be rewarded with some laurels and some accolades
Yes.
at the end of the season.
Yeah.
By the time this airs, this match will have already taken place, but tonight,
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
you guys are going to take on Colorado Christian in
Yeah.
your conference opener, a team you know very well.
Mm-hmm.
You played them 4 times last year.
Yes.
Somehow managed to win all 4 matchups.
Yep.
What differences do you anticipate seeing this year as compared to maybe those 4 matches last year?
I mean, 4 matches is a lot to play any team. But this is a completely different group on our end. And different, truly we only have 2 consistent positions, and with our 2 seniors. So, and even Sarah Pekarik was on the right side last year. So, a completely different lineup. As far as them, though, they have an outside hitter that we just have to contain, Taylor Stearns. I mean, she does a phenomenal job. She is in their passing lanes and their primary passer and does a great job there. She is their out-of-system and in-system go-to. She just is, she's kind of their energy, and they are a high-energy team. I do feel like that's tough to maintain, but they find a way to do that. And so on our side, I always say when we play those high-energy teams, we kind of just have to stay what it is for us. We're not necessarily that high-energy team that, rah-rahs and we kind of are a little bit more business-like. And even sometimes I feel like we might be a step slow. I like it to be a little bit faster than we have been, but we'll get there. But when we play those high-energy teams that we know that are out to get us, we just have to stick to game plan, make the adjustments during the game, and kind of go from there. This is the kickoff to the conference season, and such an important game because CCU is going to be one of the top teams in the conference, is what I predict. as long as they can stay healthy. So we have to be ready for that and completely take advantage of it, and stick to our system, and hopefully we can get a win.
Well, it should be a good match in a rowdy environment. I know CCU always travels well. It's not
Always.
Not a long trip over to Golden from
Yep.
Lakewood, so
Yep.
it should be a pretty fun match. And
Yep.
then on Saturday, you guys will head to Colorado Springs for a match with UCCS.
Yeah.
Each squad won the road matchup last year, which is a little interesting and different than what you normally see.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see out of the Mountain Lions this year?
Well, they have a new coach, and so they might be running a different system, so maybe just a little unpredictable for us, and so we might have to just kind of see, how game one goes and then go from there. UCCS has always given us trouble. Even of our best seasons, we've always kind of struggled with them. We've always got 1-1. It's very rarely that we've gone 2-0, and I don't know what it is. And every year the girls tell me, okay, this is going to be the year. I would like this to be the year. I would like this, since we're such a new team, that this would be the year that we can go 2-0 against them. But reason being, they're well coached, and they just execute well, and they've got really good talent on there. So, all of this just depends on how some of our freshmen, step up. I don't think they for sure understand how important their role is. We're not asking for them to take over the match. We're just asking for them to do their role. And if they can do that, we will be successful, because I feel like we have the talent to do that.
Definitely. Well, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck on the road on Saturday.
Thank you.
Everybody, that's all the time we have for this week. Be sure to stop by next week for more exciting Mines athletics action. We'll see you next time.